Okay, in this example, you're asked to divide and then simplify completely. But before we attempt to try this problem, there's a few notes that I think are important that I should let you know about. So let me show you the following notes. Okay. By the way, this also will demonstrate a common error. Okay, so in the next example that I'm going to give you, a very simple example, I'm going to give you x plus 8 over x. All right, let me make a note of the common error. And I wonder right now if you're saying, can I cross out those x's? Well, no, you cannot. So let's just say you did. Okay, remember this is the incorrect way to do it. Just suppose you said, can I just do that? Well, if you did, what would be left? Let's see. Well, x goes into x1, so you get 1 plus 8, and it turns out to be that this is absolutely incorrect. I can prove it to you. So let's take this example of x plus 8 over x, and let's say let x be any number. I'm going to choose it to be 4, only because it's a convenient number. So when I use substitution, I get 4 plus 8 over 4. Hope you agree, right? I just plugged in the 4's, and we get 12 over 4, and the real answer is 3. Now let's do it the incorrect way, or the common error way. So if you have 4 plus 8 over 4, and you do this, you cross out, and you wind up with 1 plus 8 is 9, well, that's absolutely incorrect. So we know that we cannot cancel this way. All right, but this is the correct answer. And this is the wrong answer, or the incorrect way. Okay, so what have we learned? We learned that we can't cancel, specifically when there's a plus here, or a plus here. Do not cancel when you have a polynomial divided by a monomial. That's what this is. This example on the left is a polynomial, in fact a binomial in this case, divided by a monomial. What have you just learned? Do not cross anything out. Do not cancel. And I explained to you why it just doesn't work. All right, so the question is, what can you do? Well, let's go back to our little example here. If I have 4 plus 8 over 4, what I can do is, what I'm actually doing is I'm going to separate these two guys, and I get 4 over 4 plus 8 over 4. What I'm really doing is distributing, instead of by multiplication, by division. So it's 4 over 4, going backwards, 4 over 4, 8 over 4. And actually, it's just simply the reverse of adding fractions. 4 on the right, 4 plus 8 over 4 is 4 plus 8 over 4. So I'm just reversing the operation. Okay, so now we get 4 over 4 is 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Does it match the correct answer? And the answer is yes. So you cannot cancel when you have a polynomial over a monomial, but you may separate. So I'll put do separate, okay? When you have a polynomial divided by a monomial, do not cancel if you see this format, but you can separate. Okay, so now let's go back to our example, which was negative 6x. Let's see, that is plus 18 x squared divided by negative 6x. Okay, in the previous example, what did you just learn? You learned that do not cancel. I'm going to say it again. Do not cancel here. Absolutely incorrect. What but do separate. Do separate the fractions. So if I separate, I will get negative 6x over negative 6x. I'm going to always put a plus in between my fractions because it's very convenient, over 18x squared over negative 6x. Okay. Now we can start reducing. Well, any term over itself is 1, so this becomes 1, this becomes 1. I'm going to separate, I'm going to put a dot in between and continue to divide. 18 divided by negative 6 is, I'm going to put a plus here, is negative 3. And x squared divided by x, this becomes 1, this becomes negative 3, and x goes into x squared x times. So this becomes x. Now this answer is certainly correct, or you can write it as 1 minus 3x. Okay, I've given you one more example to try. Please try it, pause the video, and then come back and check to see if you are indeed correct. Okay, I'm back. All right, so here's a big question. Can you cancel the 5y's? And the answer is no. Do not cancel here. What can you do? You can separate the fractions. So here we go. Negative 30y squared plus 5y, and then divide each by negative 5y, negative 5y. Okay, what does this produce? Well, negative 30 divided by negative 5. Well, a negative divided by negative is positive. Here we get a 1. Here we get a positive 6. And y goes into y squared, y times. All right, this all cancels to negative 1. Remember? 5y over 5y is 1, and a positive divided by a negative is negative. Our final answer is 6y minus 1. I want to make a note about two different types of problems and the alternative way to solve. To simplify. So in the first example, if you're given 3y plus 5 over 3, in this case, there's nothing to cancel. We can't cancel, but we can separate. So we get 3y over 3 plus 5 over 3, and your final answer is y plus 5/3. So that was the only way to do it. We can only separate. In the next example, if I give you 3y squared minus 3y over 3y, there's an alternative way. We could separate, or we could factor the numerator and then cancel. Because when you have products, you can cancel. When you have polynomials in the form where it's connected by pluses and negatives, you cannot cancel yet. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor first and see if we get the same answer when we separate. All right, two different methods. So in the first case, I can factor the numerator. I'm going to factor out a 3y, and I'm left with y minus 1 over 3y. All right, when you have products, you can cancel. So I'm going to cancel here, and my final answer will be y minus 1. All right, now let's do it by separating to see if we get the same answer. So we get 3y squared over 3y minus 3y over